You know what? I'll fix it in post. I'll fix
Welcome
it in
everyone
post.
to
God damn it.
another edition of our Sharpshooters podcast. As you can tell, without his lordship here, Marcus and I are a tad bit unorganized. I'm Eric, by the
I
way.
am unorganized. But what?
Yeah, moi.
I'm organized.
Are you?
I'm organized.
Are you?
I may not have shit together, but I'm organized.
You may not have shit together, but you're organized. I mean,
Yes.
this is sad. We all naked. Let me put this up there so we ain't that naked.
Oh my God.
Betty, we miss you. Betty, we miss you, but we know that you're out there and you're getting ready for All In, and hope you have a great time. And we're not going to destroy the sanctity of this environment with our foolishness.
It's already destroyed. It's already destroyed.
It is,
It's
Marcus.
already
I mean,
destroyed. All of Manny's hard work is destroyed right now.
why?
It's like CM Punk got into the locker room. It's destroyed all the fun and games that we had out in the streets.
But you said, Marcus, that I quote, you said we were colliders.
I'm a collider. You're not. You don't watch every Saturday night.
That is also true. I've seen one episode of Collide. But
Collision.
I will call
Collision.
it's Collide. Because we collide together, baby. Marcus, how are you doing this? This has been a very eventful week. You know, I'm currently COVID positive. Just want to let everybody know. But what can I say? Life is what it is.
Yep. Again, this is one of those another instance of take care of your health, try to take care of yourself, and you know what? Cherish the time you have with everybody, because it's been one of those trying weeks where not only did we lose Terry Funk this week, the legend of Bray Wyatt, the passed away on, I believe, Thursday, right after we did the show.
Right after we did the show, right after, surprisingly, when I was not feeling well, and I decided to go to the doctor, although I had been ignoring it for a while, and that's when they told me from a phone call, of course, in the medical room, "Hey, man, you positive, brother." I'm like, "God damn it!"
Dang,
Good news.
they did the outside the room, like, you positive, you nasty
Well,
motherfucker.
you know
coming
how,
to
like,
this hospital like this.
you know, like when you sit in the room, right, and then you get a random phone number from a number that you don't know. As a man who owed people money, I didn't answer that phone call. But then they called back, and he was like, "This is the doctor." I'm like, "Oh, it is." And at that point, I was like, "Oh shit, doc, what's going on?" And then he told me, and he didn't even want to go check anything else out. He was like, "That's
Damn.
it."
He's like,
He
why
was
don't
like,
you get
"That's
the fuck
it."
out of my office?
Yeah, pretty
Get the fuck
much.
out of my office. Get the fuck
And
out
I'm
of here.
pretty sure what Shantae said when she went and got her test, she said it was the same thing. Everybody was all cautious and stuff. But once they came back with the negative test, they was in there without a mask on and everything, this party. And I was like, what the
He came
hell?
in smoking.
Like, so yeah. So, as of right now, I'm not having many effects. But, mentally, with the loss of Bray Wyatt, and according to reports, it was because of his post-COVID symptoms. He led to possibly him having a heart attack. I don't know how credible the source is or whatnot, but still, it's a very nerve-wracking situation to be involved in. Marcus, looking at SmackDown this week, they brought back a lot of the highlights and stuff, and when I looked at some of the footage, it amazed me how much time travels in the world of professional wrestling that you don't realize how much time travels. Like when I saw the Wyatt family in the ring with the Shield, I was like, damn, that's been a long time since that actually took place.
Yeah. Sorry, the Lord chopped into the
I
chat.
know.
And it do look like they about to open the spirit store in this on this channel. And everything must go. We got these couches for 80% off. Everything must go. But
Manny, you normally leave us with graphics, man. You leave us with graphics. But
I didn't know there was gonna be no graphics on the show. But when you go over the history of Bray Wyatt, and it's from the jump, back when he was in NXT, back when it was online on the WWE Network, when it was just him, Luke Harper, Eli Cottonwood, and I think Eric Rowan may have been there, part of it too, at the same point. And you immediately saw, like, fuck, there's something here, right here. Like, this is a story. And I was like, oh man, this gimmick is like a cult leader and all that, and it's fascinating. And I was like, I can't wait for this to get to the main roster because there was no wrestler that you saw in NXT and maybe ever that I was like, fuck, that's the main roster character right there if I've ever seen one. And when he got to the main roster, it didn't stop there, man. Every promo, every word, every image just burned in your mind as in something like, oh man, this is a happening of a character. This is the most I don't know what the fuck he talking about. But that man had me invested. He would just be going, hey man, you know, we are the shower curtain done ripped down off the shower. And Abigail told me, he's like, just random shit. And you go like, you saying it like you telling the truth right now, Bray. And then even up into anybody but you Roman campaign or the whole you got the whole world in your hands with the children coming out of the cage with John Cena and even the feud with Bryan Danielson and Randy when he's burning down Randy's burning down his house to even the Fiend, the first debut of the Fiend in a Firefly Funhouse to even the intrigue of what was going on with the Uncle Howdy and the comeback and all the stuff around that. The man was must-see TV no matter whenever he was out there. And I'm going to say this for the record, and I want this on the record. He might be the greatest wrestler, and this may be over recency or stuff, but maybe the greatest wrestler who I didn't give a damn about his matches. It was all character. It was all like, what's going to happen next with Bray? Even if it had what was those? What's the
Marcus? I hate to cut you off, Mark. I hate to cut you off, but hold on. We got a man coming in from the streets real quick. The Lordship is on the streets right now. Lordship.
I am half the streets.
He's on the streets. Live music on Friday at 8:30, y'all. Just let everybody know.
Many in the commute. But
many in the community. Fuck, why this fuck looks like Harry Potter and shit? I'm upset.
Well, he's walking down.
I know, Marcus.
We'll give him a butterbeer and shit.
There's a chicken spot there.
Yeah, that's Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley? Y'all never told me they were chicken in Diagon Alley. But as I was saying, you know, Bray Wyatt might be the greatest wrestler to not be a good wrestler at all of all time. Like, you know, you think about the Ultimate Warrior who just was full of energy, and that's who you probably could compare Bray Wyatt to. But even with better promos, just the energy, the vibe, the feel, the music, everything that goes on with it. And I just thought this is someone that the wrestling industry and his fans are gonna miss dearly because must see TV every single time.
All right, Marcus, thank you for your words. I'll let you continue more because the Lordship is on limited time. He said he can give us 10 to 15 minutes. Lordship, please let us know. How do you feel on the streets? The man on the streets out there in the community. Let us know.
I mean, I feel bad. I feel bad because it feels like a career that never really started. Like there are no wrestling matches I can really go, that was a great Bray match. But like every time he got you to the match, it was always a great story, but it never really delivered. But like, so for me, it feels like we never really saw the best of Bray. We saw the best storyteller, one of the best storytellers in the game. But we haven't seen, I don't feel like we ever saw the best of Bray in the ring.
Yeah, and you know, for me, going down in there, I can give a damn about a 5-star match. I'm about being invested in the storyline. And the Wyatt family was that storyline that I was invested in. I mean, that's why I still have this shirt on to this day. You know, it was feeding off of all the stuff like from those old serial killer movies like Cape Fear, Silence of the Lambs. Like, you know, this family was twisted. You don't want to get caught in the woods with them because they might carve you up. And having Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, arguably Luke Harper was probably the best wrestler of the whole trio. And not many people knew that because they didn't wrestle that much. But knowing that they debuted in 2013, that it's been almost 10 years ago since the Wyatt family debuted on WWE television on the main roster. 2012 when they showed up at NXT. And I think that they left a mark as one of the better factions in WWE although they didn't accomplish much, but they still left an impression on everybody. Like when you think about this current era wrestler, I will always remember the Wyatt family. Marcus,
Yeah,
you nodded your head.
yeah. I was. Well, I scratched my nose. That's not
Oh,
really a
okay.
head nod. That was a an itch or just like I don't know, dust. But it was like like when you said 10 years, I went shit. It's been that long. Go back to the day of the reign of Husky Harris. I didn't know
Husky.
what. Yeah, you didn't think like you would go back, and I believe he was your boy back in the NXT pros and rookie days. I was thinking this is probably as far as this guy's gonna get. And then when they re-debuted in this character, and then you see him and Brother Luke and the sheep mask and the fireflies in the air, they basically turned the Undertaker gimmick to something that was basically a charismatic Undertaker to the point where it was just like, this is insane, this is intense. And again, everything that led up to the match was just perfect. It was just like, oh, what are we going for next? And whether it's Randy Orton burning down his house or the Shield matches they would have, or even when Bryan Danielson joined and the following and just that pop. I would never forget when Bryan Danielson unjoined the Shield and the whole crowd chanting yes around it. And because you're that invested in Bryan Danielson and Bray Wyatt, and it just felt like WWE just missed like all that. It feels like a missed opportunity, but it do feel like we got the best of Bray Wyatt.
Extreme
I don't
also-
feel like it's that much of a missed opportunity because they replayed that story with Sammy and the Bloodline. If you
Yeah.
think about it, and I feel like we got a bigger payoff. But have you guys spoke about Terry Funk? Because I know we didn't speak about. I know
No,
we
we
didn't
haven't
speak
done
about
that
it
yet.
all
We
because it
haven't gotten
happened.
Terry Funk.
Yeah, it happened. It happened towards the end of the Thursday show, didn't it? It happened towards the end of the Thursday show, or maybe Wednesday, and we didn't really bring it up. And I don't know much about. I'm on borrowed time at the moment, but like I don't. I didn't know much about Terry Funk outside of what he did as Chainsaw Charlie for me, and then to relive that through retro was a bit of a madness.
Yeah. I can say I don't know much about Terry Funk, but Extreme and Awesome says, rest in peace to the greatest dark force in the WWE. He said 10 years ago when Finn Balor, the Street Profits, Emma, Eva Marie, Asuka first came to WWE, they was a stable more dominant than any other stable. The name of the stable was the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family composed of three men, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Bray Wyatt. And then came Braun Strowman, and they were the most dominant dark force stable in WWE history. They made advantage most of them because they were world champions. I think, yeah, they were fairly successful. I mean, well, at least Bray was. I think for me, hitting a little
I
bit
give Luke some success. He's in the Continental champion.
hitting closer to home as a very selfish thing is that Bray Wyatt, in so many ways, the character The Fiend is almost responsible for the motivation to keep the YouTube channel going because it was the Fiend video was one of the most viewed videos on our channel for a long time. Without thirst trapping or whatever, it was The Fiend. I hope nobody got. But Betty looking like he about to pull out his cape. Betty had the cape on. He was ready.
He's about to go to that phone boom. That London phone boom turned London Superman.
Nah, Marcus, he was about to be Manny Morales. He's Spider-Man. Come on, you know he's Spider-Man. Look at the hoodie.
I mean, I'm more of a coochie monster.
Oh,
Coochie. All right, guys. Everyone seems to be moving in on where I'm supposed to be. So I will catch you later.
All right, Manny.
Have a good show, guys.
Joining us.
Hey.
Peace.
But
as El Luchador, that Bray tribute had me in tears. You know, it got me, man. I was choked. I didn't cry, but it was really nice because I think when I saw Eric Rowan out there, I was like, damn, they done flew Eric Rowan in, or maybe he was just in Kentucky. I don't know if he stayed.
No, they flew him and Braun Strowman in. Braun's been out too. He's hurt and stuff.
Yeah.
To touch more on Bray, I touch on a little Terry Funk just because I know little history.
We can touch on Terry Funk when we get to the Cody's tribute to Terry Funk.
So during the tribute of the show when it started, and I'm watching this on my phone on the bus, And I wasn't the only one. There was somebody else watching it too. I looked over and it was like,
it's always a moment, huh? Isn't that a moment where it's like,
no, I didn't. We didn't acknowledge. He didn't know I was behind him, peeking over his phone. But I went, But I just think that shows the impact of the character, even up into the Fiend and everything. And they did well. They did really good with the tribute and the 10 bell salute and everything, and the video packages throughout the night. And it just choke you up. The empty chair. The empty chair was at the and even all the way to the end of the LA night, and just leaving the lamp in the ring with and then having the silhouette of Bray Wyatt back there. It was emotional. And I just think the history of the Wyatt family is going to always remember that it's going to be a bit of a tragedy. Like, the heart and soul of the Wyatt family, as we said, is Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, who they're both gone. They both passed away. Basically, it seems like similar issues. Yeah. Both suddenly young. They have families, and I know that we take part about their wrestling fan base, but our hearts should go out to their families just in general for like the time they went through, and it's probably extremely sudden to them as well. Bray has been battling health issues off camera, and that a lot of people are fighting. Like, I believe Keith Lee is still struggling with some of these health issues as well. And COVID was a motherfucker, and it's showing that the same effects are happening to people in this day, and that, like, to this day, 3 or almost 4 years later, and it's still affecting people's lives and its impact. And it's just going down as a tragedy of what could have been, like with Bray, who was just reemerging as a new character, and maybe people weren't digging the Uncle Howdy shit, and it didn't seem like it was going anywhere, but it always had me intrigued when he was coming back and what was going to happen next. Yeah. I don't care what happened in that Lights Out Mountain Dew match. I wanted to know what he was going to do next, how we bounced him back from that one, and the tragedy of that we're never going to get that he's gone, and Brody's gone, and it just seems like they both had all this potential where they were going, especially with the Mr. Brody Lee gimmick, that it finally found its footing, and then he lost the title again, and just seemed like it got which one. But it just seemed like two people at the peak of their powers just seemed like they're just gone, and it just shows you how fragile life can be at that very moment. Just
so, Marcus, speaking of the tribute show for SmackDown, do you think that WWE handled it well by walking the fine line of actually trying to do a tribute show and also get a few of their storylines across? Because I remember some of the reports came out that WWE scrapped everything and it was going to be an all-out tribute show. I kind of felt that it was a little bit intermingled, like they put people who wanted to perform on the show, but therefore they were still trying to get some of the story conveyed across. Like, I thought the opening match, when Rey Mysterio came down to the ring, the first thing that went through my mind, I was like, damn, how many times has Rey had to do this in his career where he's wrestling in some type of tribute show for somebody? It's like this man has been almost there for every individual who has passed away in professional wrestling. And it's like, it's really weird. And then, he fought Grayson Waller. I think the match was secondary. No one really cared. Did you like how they gave you a little clip of Bray, but you had to scan a QR code to go watch it in its entirety?
Well, it fits in with the Bray Wyatt, what he was doing before, is with the QR codes and follow, the whole thing. When the Ray and Gracie came out, I thought it was a little weird. It was really hard to get into that match, like, at all. Like, they may have did fine, but seeing Grayson do his crossover and seeing Ray go out there going, and then, like you were thinking, how many of these have Ray been through, these tribute shows and shit? And just like, it's like, it takes its toll. And I was even having a conversation with Ryan earlier in the week.
But that's always that. Did you have to pay for that conversation?
I'm probably sure he's gonna send me an invoice or something. But I was having a conversation and I was like, it was random, but we were like, it's really nice not dealing with like wrestlers dying young in wrestling anymore. Like, we're over this era. Like, Brody had happened, and that was like a rarity. But most of the wrestlers we're gonna see die, they're gonna be in their 80s. Most of the people who were wrestling today, because this is what led up to we were talking about, like, I think it was Christian talking about how Christian grew up in a different era. He'll probably be dead. and not talking about people dead daddies and stuff like that. And it was said as a joke, but it is jarring. Like, how Eddie Guerrero and people would die, like even, obscure people like Lance Cade or stuff. Like people would die in like the prime of their life is offered because of wrestling and drugs and all that. And this is a completely different issue. And it's just like, it's kind of jarring that this happened today. Like these guys are like dying now from, basically just COVID and heart attacks and shit. Like it's horrible.
Did you catch? First of all, I want to say Michael Cole is a consummate professional. I mean, like the way he opened the show and everything. But I think one of my favorite moments that took place on SmackDown is when I think he asked Cody Graves about defending a championship successfully, and then Cody was like, "I don't think I've ever did
Corey,
that."
Eric, it's Corey.
Corey. I think Corey was like, "I don't think I've ever defended a title successfully," or something. And I laughed at that moment. I was like,
"I never had a title. I never had a title."
No, he had titles, but I don't think he ever defended them. I think he lost them. I think he was like Sasha Banks.
Oh,
yeah, like anytime he had a title defense, it was down here from there.
Yeah, but Santos and Ray's story I thought, and to get back in storyline and not just leave this all about the emotion, but tragedy or whatever. We're probably gonna come back to it. I do want to see Austin Theory and Grayson Waller team up. I feel like they're a team that I think that Grayson can be the personality that Austin needs to rub on, and I just feel like it'd just be like the modern Hollywood blondes, basically. Although one's Australian and one's from Atlanta. I just say I think they'll make a better team than be solo acts at this point.
Well, I feel like. Yes, I feel like Theory, Waller, and you find somebody else.
Pretty Deadly. You can use the other member Pretty Deadly that's healthy.
Marcus, can I tell you something? They might be the modern day English Four Horsemen. The Kingsmen.
There's only one person that's English in the group, and that would be the Pretty Deadly guy.
Right, don't matter. But they're the leaders.
I don't know which one's hurt. Is it Elton Prince? Elton Prince is the one that hurt.
The blonde one is hurt.
Yeah.
Ridge, looking at you. I thought the EO versus Zelina Vega match was actually solid. I thought it was a good win for EO to get in this situation. It's good to see her defending her title in a tribute match. I mean, Bailey and Dakota Kai with her. I don't know what that is about now, but that's Dakota Kai thing. But let Dakota be Dakota.
Well, Aaron, she isn't cleared to wrestle, so she's just gonna be out there.
I guess. Like, she's the hype man, Mark. She got the Jamaican fingers. I was like, she's
Jamaican fingers? Is that what that's called?
I don't know what that is called. But
I call guns. I call guns Jamaican fingers. Are you making that up?
I just remember when I saw it in like the Shopper Rank thing, he'd be like, "Oh, Mr. Lover." He'd be doing that. So I'd be like the Jamaican fingers. I don't know what they are. So Cody Rhodes
I don't think you should call it the Jamaican fingers.
I probably shouldn't. Marcus, so Cody Rhodes came out and he heard his father be called an egg-sucking dog. Michael Cole, is it okay to say egg-sucking dog on camera? Marcus, what did you think about Cody Rhodes' story about the legendary Terry Funk?
Well, I thought that was the probably right person to talk about it, since Terry Funk's history isn't really with the WWE per se. Like, you can go back to the past of the NWA and, ECW and stuff, but his history in WWE is Chainsaw Charlie, basically. Like, you can go to his Japanese career, but that's not his WWE life. That was more like that. Like, I don't know, like, I wish he got a better tribute, because if you realize what this man did in his career, it's just insane. Like, just being a standout wrestler at a different time, going into ECW, the quote-unquote revolution of wrestling, where things are just hardcore and just crazy, and doing the Japanese style. Like, it's just one of the most unique careers and innovative. Like, I'm going to stay with the times and kill myself. As we watch Sting dive through tables on AEW on a weekly or monthly basis, you realize he ain't doing shit that Terry Funk was doing in his 50s.
No.
There's no barbed wire or bomb matches or anything like that. And, I am too young. Like, we're both too young to appreciate the entirety of his career. We don't have Japanese tapes of him and Mick Foley. I can only go by stuff that I've seen on YouTube, read in Mick Foley's books, or heard from other people. And he was just basically the quote-unquote Eddie Kingston of his era, essentially. Well, probably a better wrestler than Eddie Kingston, but someone that emotionally caught to you with his verbiage and the physicality and just being able to tell you stories in the ring and stuff like that, and just being caught up into the character. Like, I, for one, fucks with Chainsaw Charlie. I think it's a stupid gimmick, but I fucked with it.
Marcus,
And whenever
always...
Jim Ross, when I was watching Retro, would call him, that's Terry Funk. I ain't calling him Chainsaw Charlie. You got to respect that, because
Marcus,
that's what it was.
This day, I will always remember the day where Road Dogg Billy Gunn and Badass Billy Gunn killed Chainsaw Charlie and Mick Foley for no good damn reason. Put them in that trash can and pushed them off the fucking stage. It made no damn sense. Manny said, people are saying there wasn't any hardcore in the Terry Funk match, but what's more hardcore than having Ridge out there? Honestly, people need to understand something. When WWE said they were going to have it be a hardcore match between the Brawling Brutes and the Street Profits, it was not going to be no barbed wire. It was not going to be no death bobs and stuff like that.
I was expecting all that.
This is WWE, Marcus. No. This is WWE. This is as hardcore as you're going to get.
It's not. No, it's not, Eric. You don't know why? This is where I disagree with you. Because this is what, I'm not upset, whatever. It's a tribute. The match was fine. And as Manny said, Ridge was out there. Lives are on the line. If they threw Nia Jax out there, then we have a dangerous match. But I, for one, am saying, yes, this match fell short from any expectations I thought. Eric, they could have used a kendo stick. We could have used a chair. They used chairs to the back. They could have used any type of weapon. They chose to go the Street Profits and what you call said we're having a regular ass match.
Marcus, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to cut you off. Marcus, why use a kendo stick? Why use a chair? Why use a table when you can use an almighty? They used the almighty, and that's all they needed to do. Bobby Lashley was their weapon of choice.
No.
And that's how they won that match.
No. You know, when Cody announced that match, everybody in that attendance thought, you know what? This is going to take my behind off of things. But now you get the angry vengeful side of wrestling going like, yes, it's a tribute match, but come on, man. Like, my favorite meme right now is watching Kobe in heaven, looking down, playing the role of Terry Funk, talking about his tribute match, and he has that Kobe stare. I'm just like, you motherfuckers.
That's my tribute match?
I don't have a problem with the match itself. The match was fine. I just think that they build it up as you see these clips of Terry Funk in the early part of the show, you know, Memorial, you're like, yeah, you know, he middle-aged and crazy. There was nothing crazy about this match. They could at least did one movesaw. And you know, when Ridge does the spot of the spinning ladder, you know, you could have did that spot with an actual ladder. I'm just saying.
Marcus, I'm going to let they have to protect their investment, and that's what they did. I'm just,
no, you know. Because we get hardcore matches on the week. So I am counting on Jon Moxley and Stadium Stampede to give us the proper Terry Funk tribute, just for no reason. As he does on a weekly basis, just throwing himself on shit. But yeah, you know, this match happened. It was a solid match, but you know, it left a lot on the table of imagination of what should be happening here. Like, I mean,
I think one of the more masterful things that was done in this episode of SmackDown had to be the LA Knight promo, where I thought that he was able to intertwine the storyline between him and Bray and also making it be a tribute speech for him. And I was like, the man is good with words. I got to give him that.
And then he gifted.
He did. Then he picked up a very good win on the job in Finn Balor, who just, I feel like for me, the more Finn Balor loses, the better it is for his character, because it just makes it more bitter and bitter. From 7 years from now, we can come back. He's going to be feuding with LA Knight. Remember 7 years ago when you beat me at the tribute show? I got you now, LA Knight. I'm going to get your ass.
I don't think they're going to bring up this match ever again. The match was fine. I'm not saying that anything was wrong with it, but I think the match was just, you know, thrown together. Finn probably was flown in late, because this is a SmackDown show. He just probably flown in like, oh, yeah, I come in and, you know, help out and do what I got to do. And, you know, LA Knight gets basically the biggest win of his career, being a former world champion. But I thought the promo was better than the actual match, in which the man was in and out. He was in and out of storylines, plus doing a tribute to Bray with the whole run thing. The Miz impersonation was also talking about how he didn't know the man, and he may have fought the man, but he knew, he understood the man and stuff. You know, a whole thing about LA Knight. And I thought of all the spoken words, I feel like he did a better job than Cody did with Terry Funk of just like weaving storyline. Like I was like, oh, LA Nightmare stepped up to prove that he might be the guy. I don't think he's the guy of the future, like the TFC or whoever said, because the man is in his 40s. But I think that he's going to provide great entertainment and
Manny's
be
right.
a
A
leader
fireball
of
will
a
be
show.
thrown tomorrow.
According
to this
give
report,
me a
Marcus,
fireball.
Karrion Kross, Braun Strowman, and Shotzi all got Firefly Funhouse tattoos in honor of Bray. And I'm thinking
Awesome.
about,
I thought about getting one myself.
I'm thinking about this trio, and I'm like, damn, that's a pretty decent trio. They all kind of crazy. Might give Karrion Kross a relevance.
Yeah. The one person I'm upset wasn't on the show due to injury or just, they're keeping him off. I wouldn't mind having Randy on there. I'm sure he's broken up by the whole thing. Him and Bray had several feuds and, basically grew up together around WWE. Mm-hmm. You can see that core base of like the people who grew up as children and were like, oh yeah, I knew him as a kid and stuff. The shout out to the IRS, Mike Rotunda, who, I think he had to bury 2 kids this year, right? I think his other son died as well.
Well, Marcus, I don't know if this is true or not, but the trio has been, how they say people die in threes, but the cycles, we have Terry Funk, we have Bray Wyatt, and apparently now, according to breaking news, Bob Barker has passed away. The host of The Price is Right.
Bob Barker passed already.
I thought he was dead already too, Marcus. I don't know. That's why I said I don't know if this report is real or not.
Yeah, it's probably real. I don't see why people would lie about Bob Barker now.
But apparently he might have just retired, Marcus. He might have just retired. Yeah.
That's horrible. Damn.
It's been a rough week, man.
It's been a rough week. The oldest active wrestler died this week as well, 95.
Who's the oldest active wrestler?
I forgot his name already, but
okay.
I think I've seen him on the indies once. He's like 95 and stuff, but damn, it's tough. I'm just curious how we certain people move forward with this. I saw post of trending Uncle Howdy that people would like to see that story continue. I don't think I want to see any more Bray Wyatt stuff now that he's gone. Whether it's Alexa Bliss coming back, talking about she crazy and stuff, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Strowman or Eric Rowan trying to reform the Wyatt family or anything like that. I think we should just leave it as it was and not just continue to go on. I don't need them to basically quote unquote Eddie Guerrero this thing.
I agree with Marcus. Like when I saw somebody say, "Oh, Bo should now get," I was like, "No, Bo should not get that. If Bo's gonna get a chance in WWE, he needs to create his own thing where where he's not riding the coattails off of his deceased brother. Because the problem with that type of mentality is that you're only gonna have that momentum for as long as they feel sorry for that person. And as soon as they feel sorry, they're gonna scrap it, and then people are gonna be upset. I just think that it's a very unfortunate situation. For me, I was relieved because I know when I heard that he passed away, I was concerned. I was like, oh my God, I hope it's not something else, because I know he was dealing with mental health and stuff like that. So with that being said, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah. And then, hey, it's LB. If reading this, my dad was the same age when Bray, it really hurts to see people go as fast as they go. And it's really true. It's really like, it's heartbreaking. You realize all the, not times you had, but the missed times and opportunities you could have had. And, it does hurt on all different levels. And, we've all seen people pass and just leave way too young and stuff in your life. And you just go like, fuck, this is a lot of missed opportunity and stuff like that. And you worry about the family. You worry about the kids growing up. I mean, all Bray kids are toddlers at this point. They're all what?
No, his daughters are a little bit older.
Yeah, they're all older by not even probably teenagers yet, right?
They could be teenage. I don't know how. I don't remember how old Bray has been with JoJo. I don't remember that exactly, but they might be hitting their teenage years.
Think about it.
But it don't matter how old it all hurts.
I'm just saying it hurts. I'm just saying, like it's all these and hopefully WWE is there for them and they provide for them, help them out or whatever cases is. It's not just something that's just like, oh man, this is we're just gonna let this sit. but I question for you. Bray
Manny says
Wyatt.
he found out Bray passed while his dad was in the hospital. He's good now, but it was a shock because Bray is close to our age. Yeah, it's always a shock when you hear somebody younger than you die.
Yeah.
Like I said, I deal with the whole fear of being COVID right now. It's like, damn, yeah, I hope I have no side effects. But at most part, you have to just keep trying to live and do the best that you can while you're around.
Yep. Again, you cherish the people around you. You never know when's the last time you're gonna have that conversation with them or talk to them, and give people their flowers right away. Just let them know, tell their emotions. Where are we at?
I mean, that's pretty much the
last question. WWE, they have this Hall of Fame and stuff. Bray Wyatt go in?
I think he can. I think the Wyatt family has accomplished enough to go inside. I mean, I think that just out of respect for the family and whatnot, just even for IRS, I think that for his 10 years that he's been in WWE, he did some of the more impactful things. Unfortunately, like you said, Marcus, not the best wrestler. None of his wrestling matches will ever be say, you know what, that was a great match. However, the mind games, the storylines, the storytelling, the recreation, defeating the odds, I think it's everything that the Hall of Fame represents. And I think he should go in the Hall of Fame, personally.
Yeah, I would probably induct the entire Wyatt family in. I don't know if that's like a thing. Like you do it, like you do the whole thing, like him, Luke, and Rowan, and you have Braun Strowman there too, or whatever. And even the glimpse of Randy.
Well, I think Randy
burned down that man's house.
I think Randy would be the one that inducted him. I mean, it's one of those things that
I would just have JoJo. I would have his wife. I would. Randy.
She would accept the award, Marcus.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. That's how it works, Marcus.
Yeah, but it's a tragedy, just in general, and just it just feel like we just got him back. That's the worst part. Like it felt like we just got Bray back. He was out for that bit, came back, the Uncle Howdy stuff that didn't work, and then we were all trivializing. What's the next day for Bray? Even though I think you and Manny at the time were like, I don't want to see any more of his antics with this Uncle Howdy because it didn't go anywhere.
I mean, I hate to let you know.
We always wanted to go. Let's redo this.
Bray Wyatt, Marcus. Bray Wyatt is traveling out the same role as Karrion Kross, where you're out there, you're making all these promises about you're going to do some destruction, you're going to destroy people, and at the end of the day, you don't do anything. You just don't.
Yeah. The Lord said they should put him in, but they shouldn't do it 40. I agree with this 40 thing. If they do anyone that has passed away recently at WrestleMania 40, they can really do, when I talk about ECW should go in as the company, as the brand, and you have Paul and a lot of the surviving ECW people on there, this would be a good time to, talk about what Terry Funk basically did for ECW by quote unquote legitimizing them. It's like, oh, we got a wrestler in this company, someone that's been around in the beginning, and so it's just tough,
So Marcus, let's try to turn the light on to something more brighter. Tomorrow AEW is going to be doing their largest show in London at Wembley Stadium.
Well, no, Eric, the largest wrestling show ever.
Okay, Marcus, the largest
they have
wrestling show ever.
They have all the attendance records.
Okay, Marcus, they have all. But Marcus, how long will this last? People are petty.
Well, you can tell the WrestleMania it hit WWE in a way when they have to announce this is the largest WrestleMania ticket sales in the history of one day. Yeah. We go 90,000 tickets in one day. We made more money than God. We sold all our front row seats for $10,000 each. So if you think Trinidadian guy is gonna be there, oh yes, he's gonna be there, and he paid $10,000. I just want y'all to know that.
Do you think WWE could do the same thing at Wembley though?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so this is the card, Marcus.
I think it's a combination of this. This could be the only time AEW comes over there since their first showing, and they have a large fan base over there in the UK already. They're already #1 wrestling show over there, and tickets are at the right price where they're not WWE crazy, where they're asking for all your monies. They're not, and so I think that was the combination. And then after a while, you see like, oh damn. 50,000 tickets sold, 60 sold. people got to go like, I got to go see this because it's selling like hotcakes. It's on Taylor Swift level of selling, where everybody come in. It just ain't those prices.
Well, it's impressive that it was selling without a card for so long because I think Manny bought his tickets before they even announced what the main event was going to
Yeah,
be.
everybody. No. Everybody bought their tickets before there was even a card announced.
Manny feels that they're going to come back because Tony Khan cycles his show. But Marcus, in the opening matches, we give our little preview without our graphics. You know, they have the AEW 0 Hour. Will Vince McMahon be made extremely happy and have MJF and Adam Cole defeat Aussie Open, become the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, Marcus? Do you think that's going to take place?
No, I believe this is where the plot thickens. And I would not be shocked. I would not be if 0 Hour ends with the Ring of Honor Tag Team match, obviously, and then it starts with the AEW World Heavyweight Title match. Like right off the track with a either one of them are hurt or whatnot, or they Adam Cole or MJF turned on, the vice versa for this match, or one walked out on the other, and then the other one's beat up. And then you start off with that match. It'd be interesting to start with that. I think fans may be upset, but it's a long time if they decide to wrestle on the pre-show and then come back 5 hours later for the main event. I just feel like that's too long of a cool down.
That's the greatest thing about AEW. The show is going to be extremely long, so it will be a good rest if they do not go back to back. So, Mark, we have this trios match. We have Kenny Omega.
Hold on. Before we go, let me clarify. I didn't say they would never come back. I was saying it's a possibility they could. Like when you first bought the ticket, you don't know if they were coming back. But after selling this many tickets, they coming back. That's what I was trying to say. Like before you bought the ticket, you didn't know if they were coming back.
So we have the trios match, one of the many tag matches on this card. We have Kenny Omega, Adam Page, Ibushi going against Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Takeshita. Marcus, overall in this match, are you expecting anything except for Kenny Omega's team to win in this match? I believe it's probably in his contract for him to win this match. This seems like a very unnecessary match to me to take place, but I guess, they have to be on the card.
I would have rather had a singles between Takeshita and Kenny or something like that, or any one of these people fighting each other. This tag match is probably going to be a solid tag match, high octane, very energetic, but I doubt if it's going to be like something I care about. Like, I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest. I'm not 100% invested into this. I think the Callis Kenny feud needs to be the Callis Kenny feud. I don't think I need Hangman involved or Ibushi coming out of left field. Last time we saw Ibushi, he looked washed. I'm sure he's going to have a better showing in a regular match where he's not involving thumbtacks or a cage or something like that. But I'm not really invested in this.
Do you think it's possible that Kenny is not healthy enough to do a singles match on his own yet, and that's why they have this trios match?
He just had one with Ospreay, remember?
Oh, you're right.
He's been having singles matches.
I guess they just want to justify having Adam Hangman Page on this card. I think that's what that was about.
The original plan for Kenny was they were going to run back him and Danielson, but Danielson's hurt.
I think I would have rather had Marcus, like you're right. I would have had Omega versus Takeshita, and then maybe either Ibushi against Jay White or even Hangman against Jay White. I think that like those singles matches would have did better for me than having this trios match. But who was there? Now, Mark, let's talk about the match that for whatever reason I'm intrigued by. It's the coffin match. It's Sting and Darby Allin against Swerve and Christian Cage. My question for you, Mark, is what ridiculous thing will old man Sting do in this match to get that pop in Wembley?
Well, previously in Sting Adventures, he dove and broke his face, and they won the most hard fought he did. So I don't think this match is no holds barred. I do think Sting is going to jump through a table on somebody and whatnot and try to deliver for the UK crowd, because this is probably his last quote unquote rodeo there, unless he comes back for another year. I don't know when Sting's going to retire, but he's also alluded that he's closer to retirement than the start of his career. Again, another tag match that I'm going like, I'd rather see the situation between Swerve and AR Fox and Darby in some form of fashion, and I guess Nick Wade as well. I think Sting seems shoehorned into this match.
All right, Marcus, let me give you another tag match since you are sick of. We have Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, Eddie Kingston, Penta L0, and a mystery partner going against Moxley, Claudio, Willer Yuta, Ortiz, and Santana. And a mystery partner.
There's no mystery partner, right? Are we done with that?
I think we don't know
It
who's
was 5-on-5, right?
I think Orange Cat still has a mystery partner.
No, I think they said it's 5-on-5 now.
Oh.
Due to
I don't
know. Ray Phoenix being not cleared to go over there or whatnot, or whatever the situation with Visa or whatnot. So it just ended up being Santana, Ortiz, Moxley, and the Blackpool Combat Club against the Best Friends, and I forgot who their partners were.
It's it doesn't matter. Eddie Kingston and Mark. Is this gonna? I just feel like this is a match that's gonna take place so they can do Stadium Stampede. I feel like
they already know Stadium Stampede.
I know, but my issue that I have with Stadium Stampede, I feel like they do it too much now. They just need to take a year off. That's all I need. Take 1 year off before we have a Stadium Stampede. I know it's like
this is they haven't Stadium Stampede in a long time, but they did do Anarchy in the Arena.
Ain't that the same thing? Oh, you're right. They are different names, but they are pretty much the same thing, right?
It's basically a battle royal.
except one takes place in the arena, the other one takes place in the stadium. Yeah. Then we have.
I'm curious how that's gonna turn out in the largest of the stadium and all that, but I don't think I need this one.
Are you ready for this one? I'm about to give you a singles match, Marcus, but I'm taking you back to 2005. I have the real world champion CM Punk against Samoa Joe, Marcus. Actually, I feel like this should open the show. I don't know why. I feel like CM Punk should be curtain jerking.
They didn't get CM Punk away from the Bucks as soon as possible, so I'm sure they're not going to be back to back. They might be a 5-hour difference in match time. I'm looking forward to this one. They had their match on Collision. It was a solid match. And I think they shouldn't have gave away Punk's first victory against Joe just on TV like that. This should have been Punk's first victory against Joe here in Wembley in front of all these people. Just saying.
All right. Move it on. I think it has to be CM Punk. They pay him too much money to lose. Another match that I'm into, but unfortunately it's another tag match. It's the Trios Championship. You have the Acclaim with Daddy Ass going against the House of Black. Marcus, I don't think the House of Black is going to lose their title here because, I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know what's going to happen in this match. Do you have any insight or have your sources let you know?
I got the House of Black losing. I don't have any sources. I mean, I can lie about it, but I have the House of Black losing to the Acclaim and Billy Gunn.
Me too. And Levi, I do not have something else. I have complained about Money to Bank 2 on this show over the many years. You just have to go back and find the footage. I don't think it should always be every year, but things happen. Then we have the Women's World Championship match, which I don't even think they promoted that much.
Let me go back to this comment, Eric. Let me go back to you. You can't just brush over. Eric is showing sausages. They have a lot of matches every year. WWE does not have a lot of matches every year. They have them every 4 months or every 3 months, randomly on Raws and whatnot. I'm just saying they have it all the time. Way too many ladder matches, way too many battle royals in AEW, and way too many Anarchy in the Arena Stadium Stampedes for a year. Just saying.
Also, I think way too many
same gimmicks, way too much.
Also, I feel like it's too many fatal 4-ways in the women's matches. I mean, I don't think it's been a women's title defense single, like a real one since what's her name?
Wait,
Serena D.
You're not counting Sheeta versus Sky Blue or
no,
Nyla Rose or
I'm talking about
whatever Sheeta fought recently.
I'm talking about a serious match, Marcus. Remember what Serena D was because right now we have this women's championship match where Sheeta against Britt Baker, Saraya, and Toni Storm. For me, it feels like it's a good old-fashioned belt dumping where you either put the title on Saraya for whatever reason that you want to do that.
Saraya, yeah.
Or you give it to Britt Baker for whatever reason. Sheeta is a transitional champ. She's probably the worst transitional champ. She's even worse than what Asuka was in the belt dumping of 2023.
You want to know why it's going on Saraya?
Why?
Because this is her house.
Mark, can I ask, do you feel like Saraya is one of the worst investments in 2023 or 2022?
I feel like whatever they did with her or doing with her, it just felt like a ball drop at all points of all. What did we get? What did we get out of this?
I feel
it seemed like a Paige quote unquote comeback seemed like a big deal, and then it was just like, all right, nothing's really happening with this. She was off on promos. Then she joined the Outcast, and we kind of don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of
I got a lot more Ruby Riott. Got a lot more Ruby Riott and a lot more Tony Storm than I got
No,
Sarai.
you know what I got out of the Outcast for me? Sky Blue every week.
Yeah, you know. Mark, we
Sky
might
Blue versus somebody in their group.
we might have to put some makeup on your forehead, boy. Look at that hot spot right there, baby. Look at that hot spot.
I don't care, man. Let people know that I shine. I stay shining.
All right,
I
stay shining, brother.
all
Stay
day.
shining.
God
Then another tag. Marcus, guess what? Another tag match.
And
another
chose
tag match.
me to shine in this moment.
Marcus, the rubber match, FTR versus Young Bucks. Who takes this match?
I believe the Bucks are gonna win, and I'm really upset about it.
Do you think the Bucks are going to win because of Cash
Wheeler's
legal trouble, or you think it's just in his contract?
I think the Bucks are gonna win because they re-upped their contract and was like, "We back, and we taking this from you, FTR. We can't have our tag team titles on Collision." So it's either one or two things gonna happen: either FTR retains the tag team titles, or the House of Black loses the trios titles. Because Collision can't have both tag titles. They can't have them both. I'm just saying, us Colliders can't have all of it. So one of them got to lose. And I think because the Bucks are Dynamite people, that's why they're beating FTR. And maybe I'm going to rechange and say the House of Black retains their title.
Yeah, I think the Young Bucks are going to retain their title for whatever reason.
You mean the Young Bucks are going to win their title?
Marcus, I just hate that they just need to drop the Young.
They don't have a title, Eric.
At this point, Marcus, they need to stop calling themselves the Young Bucks. They just need to be called the Bucks.
Oh, come on. You ain't never did that to Young Jeezy or nothing.
Mark, I have. Because he's like Young, he's just Jeezy now.
He is just Jeezy.
He's Jeezy. Like,
you still call Lil Wayne Lil Wayne. You don't call him Wayne. You still call Lil Wayne.
Because he's a little man, Marcus. That's why he's Lil Wayne. It wasn't because
I don't care. He's larger than that. Okay. I'm just saying, you don't change. Well, Bow Wow dropped a little Bow Wow. So I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Marcus. All right, main event.
I'm about to say Young Dolph, but shit, all we got was Young Dolph. That's a tragedy. I forgot.
MJF versus Adam Cole. I think Adam Cole's going to take the title. I don't know why, but I feel like he is. He's either going to take the title or he's going to lose the title because of Roddy.
Eric, now you want to get into my sources. I'm sorry to ruin. I'm going to spoil AEW for the next few months or so. Spoiler alert for everybody watching AEW. Sorry, my sources told me this information. I can't let it go.
Marcus, I need to pause real quick.
MJF is not losing that title.
Mark, pause real quick. Good morning, evening. May Hulk Hogan have a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and nice orange juice, and it turns out to be spicy red ants and moose urine. I guess the feud is over. It's back again.
Hogan out there lying on Joe Rogan and shit, man. Hogan's a damn fool out there, just lying. So anyway,
Working the Mark says Adam Cole taking it. MJF is boring as hell. I kind of agree with to a certain extent. He's kind of boring as a champion.
Hold on. So this is what my sources have told me. This is my deep down sources. I have to go. This is one of those like deep throat situations, Eric. This is a deep throat situation. I'm talking about Watergate, not anything Portugal. You just got the filthiest mind ever, and you just need to know you just came from DC. You don't know anything about deep throat. Jesus. I saw that smile on your face, and I can't even say deep throat.
I'm just sitting here that you just go ahead, Marcus. Make your point, brother.
Well, anyways, I talked to Deep Throat. This hole in the corner. MJF is not going to lose the title because he's going to have a unification match with CM Punk at Wembley. And therefore, we are going to recreate, Eric, the epic. My contract is expiring, but reverse engineer that as CM Punk must be in the role of John Cena to reclaim this title for AEW, as MJF will leave with the title and never defend it again because the next pay-per-view is in 2024 other than Full Gear. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. We're going to recreate that, and he's going to disappear for a bit with the title and blow a kiss at CM Punk and Tony Khan and take off with the title. I'm saying that's the storyline we're doing, and we're doing that at Arthur Ashe. I'm just saying. That's what
is that good for business though?
Huh? It's good to recreate it and not try to create buzz, but I think people are gonna pick up that they recreated it. I think it'd be a nice story for MJF to have other than and then he's gonna be built as a babyface anyway at this point. Adam Cole's the one turning heel. I don't know why people don't see it. He's the one joining the kingdom and Roddy and them.
Hey,
on
Hey,
the walls months ago.
I don't know if you saw it though, Marcus, this week on Dynamite. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw Adam been going to the gym. He had a little definition in his little arm. He been lifting some weights, man. Yeah, a little bit of definition. I was like, look at Adam trying to lift weights again. Yeah, I was like, go ahead. I was proud of Adam out there trying to work out. So you're doing a watch along.
Goddamn, AEW just rehashing all WWE storylines. Hey, you do what works. You do what draws and what do money. And right now, the biggest draw in AEW is MJF and Adam Cole, according to their ratings and reports, is that they're the only people on that show that's actually drawing.
I mean, honestly, how many times have we been rehashing the NWO storyline? Bullet Club, Bloodline. It's all the same thing, pretty much in essence. We have a group of people, Judgment Day.
Do you see this happening, Eric?
I don't think so. I don't think they want to work with CM Punk. I just don't think they do.
You think it's legit? Like, it's legit? Like, we're not going to cross this line ever.
Yeah, but even if Tony makes them cross the line, I guess it's good for business to make it seem like they got to work with each other. But I don't think people are mature enough to work with each other. I just don't see it happening. That's just my opinion.
I think it's at the point, it seems like, from the reports, and I don't have any insight, maybe I'm being worked, I'm a mark, whatever. But yeah, it seems very salty over there. And that if I'm Tony, I don't want another negative all that backlash like we got from Brawl Out again. We don't need all that.
Just don't have a media scramble. That's all he has to do. Don't have a media scramble.
Money. If you're professionals, make this money.
I agree. You got to make the money, man. Don't let the money make you. That's what Deep Throat told me.
And if you know, if we play our cards right, Eric, if they do this, and if Full Gear is in Los Angeles like advertised, we may get that match. We may get the Brawl Out match.
Full Gear in Los Angeles. That's gonna be a hard ticket to get.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad.
Hope it don't conflict with any of my other engagements. Will Feel Good be in 2023 or 2024?
2023. I think it's in November.
That's my Thanksgiving period. That's my slumber
period. Ain't no period. Yeah, it's early, probably November. You don't even know the date, and you're already trying to flake on it.
I'm not trying to flake. You got the Baron with you, man. You got the Baron. The Baron is always there.
The Baron announced that we all elite, and we're talking about going to a Japanese show in October, and even NXT in September.
Where's NXT at?
I already told you it's in Bakersfield. You already said, "Oh, I'm not going."
You're right. I did. You don't want to have a heart patient with you, man. You never know what can happen. Never know. It's not like you guys got a comfortable couch for me to crash on if I spent the night, though. Buy some better couches.
Why would you spend the night?
Yeah, you know my car might get stolen. You're right.
No, but why would you spend the night? That doesn't even make any sense. We're going to Bakersfield for a show.
Yeah, but
why would you spend the night in Long Beach?
Aren't you guys doing a turnaround? Or were you guys going to stay in Bakersfield?
No, we just drive back. It's going to go home. Why would we need a couch? Why would you need a couch?
Do you know how far Bakersfield is from where I stay at?
No one said you were driving.
Yeah, but would you guys go drive me home?
No, you drive yourself home. Shit. It's up to you, man. You trust the community.
Bakersfield for me is 2 hours and 24 minutes.
Yeah, you don't make that Vegas trip every other week, or you don't drive that every day to your job. You drive like 2 hours.
Marcus, you have to understand, as a man who can't see at night that well, the show go probably end about 10 o'clock. So I'll be at home about 2 in the morning.
It won't end at 10 o'clock. It end at 7. It's NXT. They do 2 hours or 3 hours. You be home at 10 o'clock before your bedtime. Anyway.
Well, I think that we have covered it. Anything else you would like to talk about, Marcus, before we close the show out?
I just want to add these comments for no reason.
Okay.
British Bulldog! Bret Hart! SummerSlam 1992 at the Wesley Stadium. That's the wrong stadium. I just want to build it up like that. I'm sorry. I felt like I had to do it. I don't believe Edge is showing up. He's still under contract with WWE for now. And then he already released a video. I love WWE that the fans made him do. It looked like a hostage video. I love WWE. We're not at odds. I just fought my last match for right now.
I mean, but I think the thing about Edge though is just that He's a novelty act. I don't know if there's anything he can really sink his teeth into right now that would make me care outside of Christian not being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, I would like to add that should Rey Mysterio and Roman Reigns have a match? No. Never.
Nah.
This one, Extreme, and also WWE doesn't like San Jose. They told me that after WrestleMania, Levi. Nah, I thought you got a pretty good memorable moment in Levi said, and it one of the damn near best WrestleManias of all time. You got Rusev on the tank, you got Steph's cash in, you
John
got
Cena.
You got Stardust, you got Bray Wyatt fighting in the daytime.
You got the Usos with face paint. Last time you probably saw that, in their home crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Eric in the stands fighting.
I don't know what Manny's talking about, but I'm laying on there and pretend to be hurt.
Mark, you talking about not having being the first match after his tag match.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Are you doing a watch along tomorrow for
There should be a watch along. Me and Jamal are scheduled to go on to do the All In watch along, which means
what time is All In?
It starts at 9 a.m. in the goddamn morning with the pre-show.
Jesus,
goddamn morning on a Sunday morning. Y'all know, Lord, I'm supposed to be at church at that time. Not let alone watching some wrestling. Watching the Devil's Lettuce. Or I don't know what to call it, the Devil's Lettuce is weed. But I can't think of anything to call it. The Devil's Entertainment. Watching the devil himself, MJF wrestle. Instead of being at church. May bring church chicken for the show, just so the Lord God forgives me.
Is Ryan gonna watch it with you or no?
No, I don't think so.
He out in the streets?
I don't know, Eric. I don't know his schedule. I'm sure it's gonna be me and Jamal. That's the only people scheduled for the show. I would think Levi would be here and toot the horn of AEW because he's always there for the WWE watch-alongs, but he's never there for the AEW watch-alongs.
Because he's watching the AEW watch-along. It's a difference. Or he's watching AEW.
I tell you this though, for damn sure, I would appreciate them. And I know Bray or Windham, Rotunda, or whatever, never actually wrestled for them, but neither did Owen Hart. But I wouldn't mind them doing in front of 90-some thousand people a nice little tribute with all the UK people.
I'm just glad you said
celebration of life.
I'm glad you said you don't want them to do a Bray Wyatt tournament like they did for Owen Hart, because I don't need that either.
No.
I gotta go find me a COVID test so I can see if I'm negative or positive if I return back to work.
Oh, I would always tell my job negative again. I mean positive again. Sorry, guys. Tap dance. You salary, man. You don't have to worry about them. They can kiss the darkest part of your ass. COVID ass.
Yeah. My ass ain't that dark because they don't never see no sun. But anyway.
No, you see, you're thinking of the outer cheeks. You think of the outer cheeks. I'm talking about the sphincter. Yeah, darkest place in the galaxy is an asshole.
I'm going to end this show right now. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I don't know what the hell Marcus is talking about. Remember, keep your loved ones close and keep your enemies even closer.
What the hell? Is that how you ended the show? On an episode like this dedicated to Bray Wyatt, keep your enemies close.
Yeah, I said keep your loved ones close, but keep your enemies closer, man.
You don't need to keep the enemies close at all. You know what? You stay the fuck away from me, like CM Punk and the Bucks.
Nah, man, because we could have more. We could have some singles matches instead of these stupid tag matches for All In.
Anyway, I know it's a serious issue, but I wanted to make this last joke just for Manny on the side note. I know he have a serious issue with his dad. I'm glad his dad's recovering it all. Speedy recovery. But if Manny was outside of a garage door holding the beer like Hangman Page was last week, talking about him outside of a hospital, so with my dad, it would have cracked me up. I would have died laughing. I'm just saying.
Marcus, should we expect this red and gray sweater for the watch along tomorrow, Marcus? I know this is your podcasting sweater. I'm gonna keep tabs.
No, it's pay-per-view. You get a real shirt on pay-per-view.
Okay, you get a real shirt.
It's long, right. And I can't wear a sweater for 6 hours in this heat.
So make sure you join.
I'm not gonna die.
Make sure you join Marcus and Jamal tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time for the watch along of All In, where you can see all the tag matches and without the tag rope.
And I'll tell you this: I'm not gonna do no Manny. There ain't gonna be no solo watch along if Jamal ain't here. If he has to leave for any reason, that's the end of the watch along, people. I'm not staying on. It will be, oh, I'll see y'all later.
So
Gotta
I know
go.
Manny and you guys are the king of the ropes. Are you and Jamal the emperor of the ropes?
No. We just we're the whole ringside. We build the foundation. We're the ring crew. We do the grunt work. Huh. We put the ring together. Huh. We put the stage down. Huh. We set the mood right. Huh. We do the lighting. Huh. We are part of the video package. Huh. We go creditless in the background to make the stars look like the stars. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Jay. Getting edited out of Trinity's photos too. Keep K-Babe alive, y'all. Keep K-Babe alive.
I watched a little bit of Impact this week, and I was like,
whoa, what?
I had nothing else, man. I was, this is what I was dealing with my COVID. And I saw ABCD, Marcus. Don't know how to. I don't know what I feel about that. Chris Bay. I remember Chris Bay joined the Bullet Club, but I guess they're not in the Bullet Club no more. Him and Ace.
No, Ace still. Ace Austin.
Ace, I don't know what his name is.
Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I turned it on. And then I realized
the impact that I have.
Then I realized the Dodgers was playing. I said, "Oh, don't need to watch this."
You son of a bitch.
That's what I am. Actually, I take that back. It was not the Dodgers. I was watching some preseason football, which is even more disrespectful.
Nah, preseason football is like the highest rate. Wrestling wish they could get preseason football ratings.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Dodger game at 1:00. Yay.
I'll be sleeping an hour.
All right. Well, anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed the show. Until next week, stay sharp. I'm Eric.
And I'm Marcus, the Grand Finale.
And look forward to Lord Manny being back so we can have graphics, so we don't be standing out here without our clothes on. We feel so cold. We're so indecent.
And then, if you see Manny at All In, tell him you all elite. He ain't got time for his shit.
Yeah. How the hell he leave us without shit?
Well, I thought you would have set it up.
Just
you
like
knew you
Braun
had production
Strowman.
for a week. For a week, you knew you had production.
Marcus, I've never had to do the overlays because they're always been done. And I was like, oh. And then when I showed up, I was like, shit. And that's when I tried to do this. And, well, yeah.
Well, Levi's in Vegas, so he's not jumping on.
Man, that man always in Vegas. He lived his life. He got them points.
Hey, well, you guys, it's not bad being in Vegas. It's cheaper living. California's a scam.
Sound like somebody gonna be relocating.
If I could, if that bullet train came through, man, I'd relocate in a minute.
Anyway, stay sharp. We're out. Peace.